Just, in Firelink Shrine again, upgrading some things, I believe. And I do believe I, ground up after we ended the session last time. I ground up a little bit further in order to be able to afford this, tower key here.
Well met. How may I
I think we can go ahead and grab that now. Lovely. 20,000 souls for a tower key.
sure to bring more souls?
Now we're down to 1434. So let's go check that out right away here. I believe it's up this way. Somewhere. Let's see what else we can find in Firelink. It's funny, the wind sound just loaded in there. It was all quiet and then whoo. Okay, so tower key allows us into, you guessed it, the tower. I'm hoping there's nothing too terrible enemy-wise. Mostly some items out here, perhaps? And, stunning vistas, of course. Huh. Stunning. It's lovely up here. It does look as though you could jump down onto the roof. There are many different, possibilities there, as well as a ladder, I believe, that we can kick down. Right down there. But let's keep checking out up here first, to make sure we're not missing something. Good morning and welcome. It does appear you are the only heathen at the moment that my list is notifying me of. Oh, thank you so very much for the subscription. That is so kind of you. And yes, this is a very beautiful spot up here. Whistling amongst the breezes. I'm having a lovely time. Alright. So we have an elevator that maybe goes up. Not entirely sure. Up. Alright. Now I'm really, really high up here. Hope we don't run into Snoop Dogg. I'm too high. The soul of a fire keeper. Now that is interesting. And it's under what appears to be an old bell of awakening. Did this firekeeper perhaps give their last in order to ring the bell? We'll never know. So are there any secret balconies? And ledges and such? I'd better take a pass down on that level, just to make sure. I wonder what we're supposed to do with that firekeeper soul. In a past game, I would have assumed that that's the soul of someone who was, like, betrayed and killed by Knight Lautrec that you could restore to them, but I know of no such person in this game, so far, who is missing a firekeeper soul. Interesting. Just in case. Alright, no secret ledge items. morning and welcome. And a velocibark to you, sir. That's oddly pleasing in the mouth. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I put you in my mouth. That was unsanitary. Dropping down onto the roof, we'll kick this ladder down, should we survive. And now we have easy roof access. There's also a thing you can do that I've only ever done once in my previous playthrough, and that was enough for me. That was plenty. But if you don't have the 20,000 souls in order to open up this door, at one point it was possible to do a little weird maneuver where if you took off all your armor and ran at this tree, you could, like, launch yourself diagonally up onto the roof. So there used to be a way to skirt this and not have to pay 20,000 souls, but they may have patched it out, or I may have become very, very incompetent. I couldn't pull it off this time around while I was trying, and so we did it the old-fashioned way. But just so you know, there may be another option. So I want to make sure I get all the items that may be scattered around the roof here. We'll just hoover them up. Yummy, yummy, yummy.
Me, Pickle Pea. Me.
Yep.
Pumperum.
You, Pickle Pea Pumperum. I got it. No, yeah, I'm understanding you. Your name is Pickle Pea Pumperum. It seems very obvious. What else could you possibly be talking about? Alright, quick check over here. That's where the swordsman was lying in ambush for us, and made a faulty misstep, leading to great hilarity. Appears there is a little passage back here. Can't let that go unexplored. Aha! Come here, you. Not the wall. That's not the you I meant. Twinkling Titanite for the stores. Lovely. Nothing else? Last chance. Forever hold your peas. Okay. Peas for you. So glad you're there, Creeping, and thank you very, very much for the subscription. That was lovely. Pardon me. Here's an item to grab. To slip bonily into my pockets. Oh, lovely. There's a nice view of the absconded thrones below us. And dear little Lord Ludleth there. I would wave at him. Had I the skill to... Oh my goodness me! Hey, Ludleth. Alright, let's grab this. Huh. There's a two-level bird's nest, perhaps? I wonder if either one works, or if you have to place your items on the correct level in order to get items back. Assuming that is, in fact, the trading mechanic this time around. It's usually some sort of bird's nest like that. Alright, not really seeing anything over there. Let's try this way. Just in case. Aha! Lovely. Stay calm. Well, sure. I'll try. Okay. You just take a look at this. Make sure it's not breathing. Seems okay? Question mark? Oh, sweet. That is the classic covetous silver serpent ring. It increases your amount of souls retrieved from enemies. Yes, please. Yes, please, thank you. And down we go. Ugh, my kneecaps. Getting old. Getting to be about 20,000 years old in this current timeline. Alright, little Lord Ludleth, we'll see you later. While we have just a tiny bit of souls, I think, in the offing, let me try to run back to... What I actually want to run back to is the dilapidated bridge. There's a crystal lizard here I haven't gotten yet, and I think he may actually hold a sharp gem, which is what I've been wanting to upgrade these twin blades with. Because I believe the sharp gem increases the dexterity scaling of said weapon, and I want that to be my main stat, basically. So I'm trying to make this a crazy, overpowered dexterity set. And there is a crystal lizard just up there. I believe he has a sharp gem, but if you spawn at this bonfire more than you'd like, you scare him off. So I'm trying to go very, very slow. Do not do that. See if that guy leaves us alone for a second. Come here, crystal lizard. It's time. Lovely, sharp gem. That is what I have been needing. So let's see if 14,000 is enough. 1,400, rather. I wish. Jump back to Firelink. Question in the chat there, have I played Dark Souls 3 before? I have once. It is the one out of the 3 Dark Souls that I have played the very least. I've only actually beat the Soul of Cinder, or whatever the end boss is, once, and then I have not beat the Ringed City DLC. I may have beat the Ashes of Arandiel, or whatever that is. There are definitely some unfinished business items here in Dark Souls 3. So this is definitely the one I am least competent with.
What is good? What needs?
Oh, everything needs smithing from you, Andre. But first, my Estus flask. Lovely. Now infuse my twin blades. Aha, I need 1650. Not too far away now. Let me see if I can even
be careful.
Graveyard it here. Mom, I'm busy. I'm graveyarding it. That was a little Justin Long for you, if you were unsure. That was some Justin Long. Any old time now, Fogwall. No, we'll wait. You take your time, but just any time. There you go. Let's see if we can extract a small pittance from these gentlemen here, who are minding their own business and hurting no one. I am a monster. It's become clear. What a weird way to attack that was. They definitely weren't expecting that. And neither was I. Alright. desperately close, but not there yet. Let's try this one more time. Assuming, of course, that the fog wall will think, oh, he's never going to come back here. Let's shut it down again. Let's completely shut it down so we have to reload it from scratch. He won't be back. That'd be crazy. Yep, there it is. Fair enough. I did scream loudly, "I'll never be back!" as I ran into the shrine, so you do what you need to do. Okay. Trying for 1650. But I don't know why I'm pretending to be on The Price is Right. Almost. Almost. That ought to do it. Those guys just died to sake my bloodlust. Sorry about that. Slake? I'm probably not saying it right. Okay, now we don't want to leave. Ahem. Almost forgot why we were here. We have our 1650. Time to infuse.
Ah, 'tis good, wasn't he?
Twin blades. Sharp gem. Yes. And we're still looking for 2 large titanite shards to continue. Lovely. Alright, now we have, I'm hoping, 48 souls. That is definitely losable. Let's immediately race to the Road of Sacrifices and try out a little something. Give these new, slightly infused twin blades a proper test. I hope that everyone's Friday is going well out there. You've made it. Congratulations, and welcome to Friday. It will go quickly. You will be relaxed in a bath full of champagne before you know it. Ooh, effervescent. I'm becoming uncomfortable. It is Thursday, isn't it? I'm sorry. I'm sorry I misled you. I got excited for a second there. That's the kind of week I've had. But you are right. I'm sorry. Oh, goodness me. Aren't my cheeks crimson with shame? Happy Thursday. Congratulations, you made it to Thursday. The whole speech. Find and replace. There we go. I am so sorry. If you were hoping to rely on me for important information, that is not going to be the case. Oh, thank you. You and your flimsy little shield. Sit down. You and your shield sit. I'll just have to try to summon up that same level of excitement come tomorrow. If it's possible. That was about all the excitement I've been saving up for 2 weeks. there. I wanted to deliver you on that Friday. Let's sit. Alright. I'm losing a regrettable chunk of health. I'm just gonna let it slide for now. Let's jump in here. Our old friend, the Crystal Sage. There it went. That was quick. I walked right into their crystal balls. And instead of seeing my future, I just died. Back we go. So I've mistaken the day. I've managed to die to the boss without getting a single hit in on the boss. Things are going well. It's fair to say I'm above par. Literally. Not below par. And that's the last, I promise, very last golf metaphor you'll ever hear from me. We're moving on in life. Hello, Ghost. I hope your journey is going well and that you survive. But not for long. Because to hope otherwise would just be unrealistic. And we're running. There we go. There's no real point in grabbing these souls. It's only 40, but hey, why not? And you. I wish I'd gotten one more in. But that's the way it goes. So it's probably gonna be over here. Stop that. Being rude to the other guests. Just under. Okay, so now he's gonna pop up some duplicates. Won't that be fun for us all? Gotta get behind something. Darn. That was a shame. Come on. And they got me. Okay, that's fine. I just need to get lucky on the first duplicate session. If I can pick the purple one right out of the gate, we're good. It'll be fine. Let's head right back before I lose my courage. Not the big one. Not the giant missile to the face, thank you. Or the back. Appreciate your cooperation. Okay, that's a good one. That's a good one to start off with. Down to halvesies again. And duplicates. Where's it gonna be? Blue. Blue. Purple. Okay. Now zip. Now hide. Not behind me. Purple. Got him. I hope. Maybe not. Jeez. I was so happy there for a second. Scared me half to death. Really wanted me to go for the splinter there. And then they bestow upon me the title, you guessed it, Master Splinter. That's how it all happened. This was the origin story. Turns out Master Splinter used to be a medieval woman. Pretty interesting, huh? Okay, Crystal Sage, finally gone. Sinking to this bonfire. How much did we get? 10,000-ish. Not bad at all. May be able to do 2 levels out of that. But let's see what's next here before I go crazy. With teleportation? Mwahaha. Very subdued, evil laugh this time around. I guess it's out this way. Hello? Anyone here to greet me? Do you have celebratory peanut brittles? No? Just me talking to myself? Okay. No celebratory peanut brittles at all. May as well take the opportunity for that. Though it may be unwise and hasty. Interesting. With 109 appraisals, I guess I can believe it. Aha. We have a priest, we have a couple of sawmen. Sawman, good to see you. And what is up here? Footsteps? Heavy, angry footsteps? Is that all? Okay. So there's a bridge I can go across. And did he see me? Is he coming around? Hello. I'm pleased to make your acquaintance. You and your sack full of friends are back there. Okay, so here's where we were originally coming up. That's great. Lovely view of the bridge there. And I've fallen off again. Well, this is unnerving. There he is. Lovely little hide-and-seek game we're playing for ourselves. And number 3. Oh, and a 4th, apparently. I had so hoped it would stop at number 3. Okay. There goes my kindled status that I won from beating the boss. Understandable. I'm sure we'll be able to get the souls back, but that cost me an ember. Oh, let's just go this way. Make it simple. And now let's take our souls and leave these gentlemen to their patrolling. Just wanted to make sure I wasn't missing any items, but not really necessary to fight them, it seems. I would like to grab that item, if possible. It's not going to be possible. I am completely stuck in the corner. Okay. What? What do you want? How can I help you? Just let both of them get up there a little bit. We'll let that strike. Harold set. Thanks, Harold. If you've ever watched the famous film Ghostbusters, you'll know all about this set. Seek to hear. And then up the stairs we go. Still with 11,000 souls in my pocket, like a fool. Like a fool would have. What is this? Hi. I see we're both playing that game. Interesting choice. So wish any of those had hit. Another ash set. That is lovely. Give that to the shrine handmade for new goodies. Now come up here near the bonfire and pull this kukri out of my elbow. You left your kukri in my elbow crease. Though I am very impressed. Anytime now, my friend. Is that the same armor set? It's like this is the guy whose armor I found earlier. No more kukris in my elbow crease. Stop it. Oh, there it is. Thank you for your time. No kukris for me? No leftover kukris? Okay. Can't say I'm not a little offended that there's no hosting gift. let's jump back and drop those ashes off and see what comes of it. Pardon me one moment. I'm going to try to blow my nose. It's gone horribly wrong. Oh no! That was interesting, yeah. It was like a clone, a dark clone of me. Very similar stratagems, weapons, and the exact same armor. Alright, I found these paladin's ashes for you. Here, hold out your hand.
How
There
may I
you
be
are.
of service? Gracious, passing fine ash thou'st given. Let this ash be
It's very
stone
kind of you to
nourished.
say,
I
considering
only
last
hope
time you
these new
scolded
hands
me
can
for the
pass.
quality of my ash. So what did that pop out into existence? The Sage's big hat. That's fantastic. And it happens to be exactly the amount of souls the Sage gave me. That kind of seems like, fate? Would you call it fate?
Ashen one, be
Oh yeah, I'm sure you'd like that. Oh, I didn't know it had a beak. That's lovely. Maybe I've got some nice, potpourri in there. Some orange rinds and such. Fantastic. Okay. 3,000. Not really, swimming in money here. Swimming in souls. Oh, thank you. Your ash is much improved. Oh, my ash, yeah, because it was of poor quality before, and now... See, I thought for a second you were... But no. I understand now. While we have a fancy hat, let's take advantage of some breeze and see what's up this elevator from the Old Wolf of Farron. I am thinking it is probably some sort of mini-boss that we don't want to fight yet, but I'm hoping they'll let us peek before we're committed. Oh, it's going to happen soon. We are going to be committed. Don't worry. Because I have no memory whatsoever of what is up this ladder, other than that it probably leads to that dragon corpse at the top of the aqueduct. But what else? It would not have even been possible to get up here if you were not wearing a big, big hat. It's not technically true, but I'm just gonna say it anyway. Nice to be able to see the sea. Smell that salty breeze? That's nice. Smells of orange rind, if you were curious. Yes, mini-boss indeed. I am seeing some ledges poking out over there. There must be a break in the battlement. Let's try to get there before he turns around fully and notices me. Just in case. Oh, good. quite a few items. I hear some breathing from an unknown source. And I do not know if that dragon springs to life. Ah, there's somebody. Looks like this is mostly crystal lizards, at least 3 of them. I may have to take a couple of trips to collect all the crystal lizards. That's gonna wake them all, isn't it? What was that other sound? Some sort of sound of whooshing. As if a dragon rousing from slumber. But clearly not that. Excuse me? One went right through my hat. One of you has to figure it out. Pick one. Okay, it's you. You're gonna figure it out. This guy's good. Very good. Sipping his Estus down there, thinking he's the man. It's true, he is. Oh man, I need to kill people against walls more often. That was fantastic. What a creative outlet. And you... No, that sounded threatening. I'm just curious. Didn't make it? I'm sorry. You made it further than all your friends. Stuck over there, though. That's for sure. Let's take a peek at your friends. Oh, that's too bad. Okay. So there's 2 more crystal lizards down there, 2 items to pick up. We need to respawn the crystal lizard here. He got away. Is there anything up on this top ledge? Nope, but that has activated both of the crystal lizards. What a shame. See if we can still catch it. Oh, that's just too bad, really. Thanks, Wall. I'm gonna need to figure out a good weapon for those at some point. If you can catch them on like an upward slope, you're good. Catching them on a downward slope? No. Upward slope! Yay. Aha, there's one. I wonder if either of the other crystal lizards have another large titanite shard that would allow me to boost my twin blades once more. And to get out of here, you would, I guess, drop down the other side of that? Since there's no lever to open this. I don't believe. Nope. Okay. I must need to drop down. My little art experiment is staying for quite a while, too. That's lovely. Staining for quite a while? Not sure what it's doing. Okay, so this would make some sense. Sure. Let's race back down here. In fact, you may even be able to take the shortcut without too much ankle damage. Hooray! And let's try to respawn those crystal lizards. We'll make them the priority here. See if we can get ourselves one more large titanite shard. Thank you for coming along with me on this journey here. Very glad we were able to take out one boss, at least. Okay, skirt back around to the shortcut. Hope he's still at the far end. Good, good. Hup ho, hup. Okay, let's see if I can scare this guy. Huh. Where'd you go? I did rest at it, didn't I? These guys are back. That is weird. Maybe I need to, like, completely leave the area before crystal lizards come back now? I thought they would just respawn with the guys. Maybe they changed it. Or I'm forgetting something. So, oh well, I guess we're not gonna try for those. That is very weird. We'll figure it out. Someday. Don't really need to fight them. So I wonder if I went to, like, Firelink and back, if they would be back, or how far away I need to get exactly. Let's try that, just for curiosity's sake, while we're in that track. And then we'll know. We'll just skirt back here very briefly. So sorry for the delay. The delay in action. I know what'll be fun to watch. Extra loading screens. Yes. Are you having fun yet? Okay. And we're jumping back. Sorry, Firekeeper. Me to get your hopes up that you were going to have some small social interaction after 10 to 20,000 years of waiting around, not having anyone to talk to. Come on, crystal lizards. Become corporeal for Daddy. It's not as if it takes quite a while to get around here to even see if they've spawned or anything. That's the good part, at least. There we go. That seems to be the secret. So they do not respawn like enemies on a bonfire refresh, but they do respawn when you leave the area. We're to try to keep him going uphill and run him into this wall if possible. Ah, darn. That's not the way. There we go. Another large Titanite. We should be able to upgrade now. That is awesome. There's one more on the stairs, if I can try for it. Just ignore the guys. Try for the lizard. Very quick one. Ah. There we go. Heavy gem. Alright, back to Firelink. One more set of loading screens. My apologies. It's probably not the last either. My apologies. So we're going to need some extensive knee reconstruction after this. Now that is a good thought. If the hat perhaps doubles as a parachute and reduces fall damage to my knees, that would be lovely. I don't see why not, really. It's secured to my face. Could keep me aloft.
Is good to what needs me.
Alright, let's see if we can do one more of these. Too large. You got it.
Pretty be careful. I don't
Gotta go give Andre his too large.
Tis good what needs.
Just to make sure. Good.
Pretty
No
be
Estus
careful.
flasks. Alright, so these are on the way, about halfway upgraded. Doing well. Let's see. I still have to get the Greatwood boss in order to get the transposition kiln for our little lord up there. That will be very, very helpful. I am wanting to get this thing before I get too much further into it. There's a little structure here full of slugs, and there's some item in it, and it's right off the path of progress, and I want to make sure we grab it before I never come back here again. I'm sure there are a lot more of those ashes scattered, hidden around in places, too. Alright, that is the structure in question there. Let's see if we can get in there and create a little slug chaos. And they're even on the outside, waiting to drop. Oh yeah, that sharpness is really starting to make a difference. Come on, just outside the door. Even the tiniest bit. That's the way. Slug chaos. Okay. Give him a second. And you, sir. An undead bone shard. I forget what that does. Burn in shrine bonfire to increase Estus recovery. Perfect. So that's like we've increased the number of uses, the number of sips we have. This will increase the effectiveness of each sip. Or so I am led to believe. Grab this while I'm here. I covered my hat in goo. It was a mistake. To cover one's hat in goo like that. Ah. Oh well. Okay, just a couple items there. And I don't know if it said the shrine bonfire. It probably did. Probably doesn't work at just any old bonfire. However, I've taken you back and forth to Firelink so many times now, it's getting a little ridiculous. I'm trying to think if there's anything else in this area we haven't gotten yet, but I think we got all the furnaces. There's a lot of items scattered around in the swamp, but I want to make sure I have like a poison ring, or at least more health first. I wonder if they're gonna bring back those little mushroom guys at any point. If we're gonna have a call back to the mushroom men. Okay, let's take you back to Firelink. Take you gently by the hand. And we'll walk along a cliffside path, lit just barely by the moon. And you'll tell me about your deepest fears, and in that way we'll come to know each other better. And by the time we know each other better, we'll be back in Firelink, where we can burn this weird piece of old bone. Was that the right item? Now I'm confused. That just said bonfire level 2, but I do believe it took the item in question. So let's see if we... I'm not losing any health to check. Is it saying Estus +1? Yes, there it is. Estus +1. That's how to check. I got there. It took me a while.
Ah, how many?
So that was the right thing to do, although it does say bonfire level 2 now, which is, like, concerning. Is it the case that the bonfires can level up in this one too? I didn't remember that. I'm hoping it just means that it increased my Estus, and that it doesn't mean it has refreshed the entire area of Firelink Shrine into New Game Plus. That's what it used to mean in Dark Souls 2. I'm assuming they've changed it in some way, but I'm not really sure. We'll have to check. Okay, so the next obstacle I know of is either the Great Wood, which is back in the Undead Settlement, or the Farron Keep, I believe is the next place they're trying to get us to go here. Let's run back to the Undead Settlement momentarily. There is one thing that I remember very, very distantly, there being a sort of secret covenant you can access later in the game, much later, or there's a secret way to access it early. And I wonder if now is the right time to go down that path. Since it is still early. I think you can see it from here even. We usually end up by that little tower there, and we go straight through the doorway structure, but you can see this little side path that leads off to those buildings. That's where we want to go here. As we get pitchforked, 4-prong style. Classic fork. 5 prongs would just be strange. I have to remember that increases a little more now, so I don't need to use it quite as often. This is a very good hat for this area. For some reason, it makes me seem to fit in very well here. Because all the roofs have basically this hat themselves. So it's great. I'm just another one of the towers here in the Undead Settlement. Okay, they're not gonna bother me. So we want to go this way. Skirt around. Now the one strange thing about these guys is there are a lot of them and they all do that little throwing knife maneuver. And they have an unlimited amount of throwing knives. I think... no, I do in fact, yes. There we go. So I'm just going to grab a shield for the tiny, tiny throwing knives of this area, and then we'll switch back. There's so many. Yeah, it's like blow darts or something. That's why they have so many and they're so quick. Come back here, you. That is quite a dodge. Good job. So many little darts. Ah. Oh well, we'll get him later. Fire bombs. Nothing down here. Nothing over here. Sure. Okay, let's get this guy. There we are. Item on the plank. Lovely view of the bridge down there. Hello, everybody. Okay, so it's this little caged gentleman here we'd like to speak to, I believe. Give me just 1 second while I'm up on the roof, though. I'll be right back. Alright, so sorry. And geez, while I was up here, I could have given you a lovely view of something, and I've completely neglected to do that. Oh, thank you very, very much for the subscription. That's so kind. I appreciate it greatly. I'm sorry I missed it earlier. Let's grab this. Whatever it is, whatever it be. Come on, headset. Cooperate. There we go. So I'm going to take a peek back here. There is one of these cage things. And And I'm not sure if it's important or necessary, but you can talk to it.
Another Nana disappeared. The Granton carries a cage. He ever has his cage. And Nana's never coming back. So come into the cage and become Nana's shade. Another Nana disappeared. The Granny. And Nana's to come into the...
So that guy talks, and no one has ever really figured out why. In my opinion, I've never heard a good explanation for that. And he says, you know, the grandson carries a cage because the Nana disappeared. And we have to assume the Nana in question may be like a fire keeper. And that this guy over here, who you can't see, let me drop down, is maybe the guy he's talking about, the grandson carrying a cage. There is a guy who, if he doesn't see you, just barely saw him off on that side, but I think he's headed back this way now. Yeah. If he doesn't see you, like if he's going that way, you can drop down and get up behind him and get, like, into his cage. If he sees you, he attacks, and then you cannot get into the cage. He's an enemy at that point. So it's like, the fact that that other cage guy we talked to said the grandson carries a cage kind of has to be talking about this guy, but that's such a loose clue, like, barely even relevant. And so if you happen to somehow figure that out and get in the back of this guy's cage, he takes you to a secret covenant that you would not be able to access until, like, 3/4 of the way through the game. He literally takes you as a corpse and throws you down below into the place where the corpses go. Hope you have a great meeting. Hope it's quick and painless. And thank you for stopping by. So this is where you would end up if we walked out to fight that tree boss. This is where you would eventually end up. But we've made it here before the ground has broken. We're actually in it as an underground cave. Instead of as you see it later, it will be like a basin, a crater you fall down into. So this is your only opportunity to see this area as a cave, which is kind of cool too. And I believe at the far end there is a shrine of sorts that allows you to join a covenant much, much earlier than you would be able to. And there's a gentleman.
What's up? This pit is for hollows, not for the likes of you sane folk. Or perhaps you are a hollow, posing as otherwise?
Not sure what he needs to hear from me there. This pit is for hollows only. So maybe I'm supposed to say, oh yeah, I'm a hollow, I'm just masquerading as human. Which isn't technically true. I have not begun that process of hollowing through Yol or whoever it is. So I don't know. Let me talk to you later, sir. After I know what you're asking exactly. But here is the covenant altar here, this little sacrificial candle thing, and you can offer those shackles. They're like... it's kind of weird. In this game, they consider that your top vertebrae, like the vertebrae nearest your brain, is the shackle of the gods. It's what gives you consciousness, and it also keeps you bound in human form, basically. So when you kill a certain enemy, you can take their brain, their most brain-adjacent shackle, and offer it to this altar. I believe is the idea, as strange as that sounds. And I will need to figure out what he wants to hear from me, I guess. I'm actually very, very close to the end of the session, so let me just go ahead and look it up. I'm going to try Googling Pit of Hollows and see what that gets me. Holy Knight Hodrick, is that the man? You can speak to Hodrick in the Pit of Hollows. But it doesn't really say... Here's his dialogue. Okay. Okay, it doesn't really matter. If you say, indeed, he's like, oh, good, good, that's what I thought. And if you say no, he's like, oh, of course you're not hollow, but that's what all of you mad fools always say. So apparently it just doesn't matter at all. Let's try this.
Well, what this pit is, or perhaps...
So I'm going to say no, just because I think that's funnier.
No, no, of course you're not. That's what you mad fools always say. But we'll all be mad.
I like
soon
that.
enough. And should you be undead, well, all the more so. Beware, the shackles of the gods are fragile.
Yes,
You
my
might
vertebrae
need
are
this.
quite fragile.
Etch it on your heart if you feel your sanity slipping. Come
There we
here
go.
to pile up your victims, for that will form your anchor. You'll see when you go mad. They'll be your family.
Looking forward to
Take
it.
my advice. This pit is for hollows, and for you've better think. This pit is for you've.
Alright, so he's introduced the Covenant. You can start early now, collecting your shackles, or whatever this is. And he gave you a free homeward bone to get out of here, because there is, in fact, no bonfire down here until you beat the boss. The boss becomes the bonfire down here. So, there is no way out if you come here early, other than talking to that guy and getting a homeward bone to yank yourself out. It's worth noting, too, here, I think there's all these, corpses in cages. This is where he threw us down. So that Undead Settlement, we saw that they were being, like, packaged like this up there. For some reason, they're wrapped, they're stuffed full of pine resin to keep them from coming back to consciousness. They are then wrapped up so that the pine resin cannot escape their body, and it keeps them unconscious as long as possible. And then they're tossed into this giant pit to just wait until eventually their hollowing will bring them back. They will reappear at the bonfire. Which is just a horrifying thought in so many ways. Let's go ahead and use this homeward bone. And I don't know necessarily. Nice that they give you the option to go right to Firelink. I suppose we could start there since we did get this all taken care of. We got our cage, gentlemen, etc. So we'll jump back to Firelink for now, and that's where we'll end it. Thank you so very much for coming along with me here. I must run. It is Thursday, if you were curious. It is Thursday, not Friday. And I will see you again tomorrow, I'm sure. Thank you very, very much for your patience, for your kind subscriptions, and your time. Goodbye from my giant hat and me.